All right, welcome to another episode of Sidetracked. Today we are going to be discussing insane murder cases.
Yes, sir. Sidetrack theories. We're back with the theories episode.
We're back. Yep. And I just wanted to start this off, guys, with I did a look into the United Nations study in 2023, and they did a full global search over all homicides, correct? Or right? And what do you guys think is the total number of homicides in 2021?
For the U.S.?
Total
Global.
number of
Global.
Oh, global.
Yeah, this is a United Nations study. They did a global. I mean, these are, I guess, reported cases, though. You know, I mean, I'm sure it's
you also
tens of thousands.
I think it's more than that.
What? Give me a number.
You also have to consider.
I can't.
Homicides can also be considered car crashes.
Yeah.
So if you kill someone, that's homicide.
True.
Yeah.
If you,
I'd say tens of thousands.
And like I said, we're talking reported. You know, I mean,
and it's worldwide.
this isn't confirmed. You know, there's plenty of people, like we got into the missing cases episode.
Just a year.
There's so many people
right?
that have gone missing that haven't been confirmed as like.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been them getting lost.
Just a year, and
Those could have been
confirmed?
homicides.
True.
Huh?
Just a year, and it's confirmed.
Yes. Well, just in 2021.
Yeah. Oh, just in 2021.
The year of 2021. How many homicides were in that year?
I'm just going to say tens of thousands.
I'm gonna say 200,000 to 300,000.
458,000. I'll put up the picture
Yeah.
right here.
That makes sense.
458,000 people in
458
2021 were confirmed
a little while, but
death by
That's
homicide.
wild.
I thought it was hundreds.
Now, guys, this is not
Dude.
just like deaths in crazy ways. This is specifically murder victims.
Homicides, yeah.
Yes, this is like
What?
intentional. Homicide is an intentional kill.
Yeah.
A homicide is someone else killed you.
well, I mean that's
No.
that's including like car crashes though. Isn't
Still,
it?
though, that's one person killing another person.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like this is 458,000 people in 1 year died. That's
crazy.
500,000 nearly. Now, it even goes as far to show you the percentages. Can you guess how many of them were men and how many were women?
I'm gonna say men is 67%. I think it's 2/3.
Okay, that's not a bad guess, Gabe.
I think for every 2 men that are killed, 1 woman is killed. I think it's 2/3.
I want to say it's going to be very close to 50-50. I'd say the edge goes to the women, though.
You
that are
think
murdered.
so?
19% women, 81% men.
I was gonna say 80, but I thought it was
Are
crazy.
these statistics not insane?
I'm gonna be honest. I
crazy.
swear to
Yeah.
God, I was gonna say 80% men and 20% women, but I thought it was a little crazy.
I was gonna say it's
That's
it's
super
believable.
crazy.
No, it's believable because men.
Because in some of
men are the
these
real
countries in
ones
the
who are killing.
UN, women aren't very
Okay, but
respected.
But men will
You
fight
also-
I
men.
figured it would be.
Insane.
You also have to think about jail.
You do. There are a lot of
people. A
situations.
lot of
Or just
people.
altercations in general. Women will like emotionally fight each other,
Yeah.
but men get
They
physical.
will, but
It's rare that women fight physically. It's a lot.
know. I was
men get physical when they're mad.
Me personally, I
Women
didn't even,
like try to get into.
I didn't even
someone's
think
head.
about like women on women violence. I thought
Yeah.
more of like men killing women because
That's
of
kinda what I
whatever
thought.
reason.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought 33% of women got killed.
Oh, definitely.
I thought that was. I was gonna say 80-20, but I thought it was a little.
Yeah, you
crazy.
should have said 80-20.
Should have said 80-20.
I had no idea. I mean, I went straight into the research, so I didn't even have expectations going into this.
That's crazy.
I didn't know what kind of measurements they had.
But yeah, you
so.
gotta think about like jail.
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's crazy
people
stuff.
get shanked all the time,
all the time. It's insane.
and those are confirmed. Like they get.
I'm
convicted
thinking
for
even
that.
in more underdeveloped nations where they're just constantly shooting each other.
Yeah,
over
I couldn't
stuff.
imagine.
So, expanding on this, right, guys? They even go as far to kind of show the numbers for where the highest amount of these killings are. So, what do you guys think is the country with the most? Or not country, sorry, continent. What do you guys think is the continent with the most murder?
In 2021.
2021. So this is 3 years ago.
Say
I kind of want to say South America.
I do too. Actually,
now. Okay. Is that your guys' final answers?
Yes. For me.
I want to go through my thought process.
I've already been wrong twice, like very wrong twice, so.
My immediate reaction was Asia. I think it's wrong though.
I think so.
Europe is appeasing because I feel like Europe is just kind of wild like that.
Europe and North America kind of have serial killers more.
I think North America is mostly just America,
Yep.
and then like a little bit of Mexico because of the cartel.
Right.
I think it's South America too.
All right, well, let's get into the answers here. Number 1, Africa with 176,000.
Damn, I didn't even think about Africa.
And of course, these are ballparked. I'm sure they kind of like
I
estimated.
did. I would have put him at 2.
I would have too.
Probably North America.
If I would have thought about it.
Now you guys were close. So they grouped the Americas together.
Okay.
So the Americas come second with
They grouped
154,000.
the Americas together, and Africa still
Yeah.
was over.
Yeah, North and South America together conjoined to around
That's
154,000.
crazy. Is that including like the Dominican Republic and like Puerto Rico? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then in third place, you guys were kind of on course. So Asia with 109,000.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean, Asia is insanely big. I mean, Asia is a
It's
large
huge.
portion
Very, very
of
big.
the world.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I
that
think a lot
kind of
people
checks
realize
out.
that Russia is part of Asia.
It is.
And I think it makes sense for Africa because Africa is a massive continent.
It is, yeah.
Like, that is, like,
Yeah, it
almost the
is.
size of the North and South America together.
But, I mean, Africa also. There's a lot of things with
or,
Africa.
I mean, it's like,
I mean, Africa's like controlled by
half
like
of it, sorry.
50 different countries, but also like Africa
Yeah.
has like a lot of wars and like civil wars and like
one, largely,
genocides
like, I don't want to get
all the
political in any
time.
sense, but largely due to, like, the European history with that. I mean, they
Yeah.
cut up Africa into, like, a million pieces.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot
They
of
were basically
a
just
lot of
putting all these tribes
destabilization.
against each other.
for
There
sure.
was, I don't want to get into it, but there's so much history for
Yeah.
why it is the way it
Africa
is.
is
in
basically like Iran.
it's tragic.
It was very destabilized,
Yeah.
and it carries on to this day.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's going to set precedents for what is going on now. But getting into the next study,
Sure.
so they also shared the homicides by type of mechanism. So this is by firearm, sharp object, other mechanism, and unassigned as in unknown, like some kind of unknown way of killing them. Now, I mean, I won't have you guys guess on this one just because it's 4 different portions.
Yeah.
But globally, 40% of people on this homicide study were committed by firearm.
Yep.
Makes sense. I mean, that's the easiest way to kill someone, just shoot them.
I would
Take
have
a-
40%.
I'd take a blade after that.
Yeah.
I would have thought 40%.
Yep. And going
50%.
going off blade, 22% sharp object.
I would have guessed 15.
A lot of countries have banned guns
Yeah.
and blade, like
Yeah.
Now,
England-
shockingly,
Australia.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of blades.
But shockingly, more than blade, 24% were other mechanisms.
Yeah,
that
it is a
could have
pretty.
been-
It's a pretty wide.
Yeah,
category.
yeah. I guess. I mean, it kind of makes
Hammers,
sense.
axes,
Grenades.
But for just blades to be that
Explosives.
close to that broad of a category is pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I
Oh,
would've
what really
thought, like,
shocks me?
bats, axes,
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
blades.
Yeah, blunt
Axes
trauma.
being blades,
yeah.
though?
No. When they say blades, they're talking about like knives.
Yeah, they're talking about. Well, it's sharp
Swords,
objects.
I
It's just
guess.
sharp
I would
objects.
say an axe is.
An axe would be a sharp object.
It'd be a sharp object,
Yeah,
but it
which
wouldn't
is
be a
what
blade.
it's grouped into, 22%.
Fair enough.
But the last 14%, unknown mechanism, unassigned. They don't know how this person died. Some kind of unknown way. Could have been poison.
Poison.
Well, no,
I
because
was
they
gonna
can
say,
detect.
that's
They can detect
crazy.
poison in a lot of people. So that would have been other mechanism.
Oh, true.
So this is unassigned, unknown mechanism means that they literally could not determine how this person died.
Damn.
14% of the
Some
458,000.
people get creative, I guess.
It's crazy.
Yikes. Yeah.
Crazy stuff. So to kind of just conclude this topic altogether is just this intro to the episode. And if anybody has stayed this long, I appreciate you staying. We're going to get into some really interesting and compelling stories pretty soon here. But just ending this subject up, that would conclude 458,000 people dying in 2021 would equate to 52 people dead per hour.
52.
52 people every hour dying
That's crazy,
by murder.
bro. That's almost one
That's
person
an
a minute.
insane number.
That's almost one person a minute.
You hear 458,000, and that's a lot of people, but when you really think back down to the year, that is an insane statistic.
Yeah, it's like one person a minute.
Dude,
we
52
talked in the missing
people an
person
hour is
cases.
almost one
Yeah.
person a minute.
We were talking ballpark numbers in the missing person case episode, around 2,000 for each state, and most of them were less than 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking 458,000 people dying through murder, and 52 people an hour. That's
crazy.
crazy statistics. So I wanted to throw that out there because I feel like a lot of people might not know this. I was shocked when I was reading it myself. So I'm like
I mean, I always think about like
there's a lot of murder that happens for sure.
gang
right? Yeah.
violence, like even like genocide / war,
Yeah.
Mafia, drug related.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
I could almost $500,000 is crazy though.
That's what I'm saying. And who's to? I mean, hopefully it's been going down each year.
Yeah.
But who's to know what it's like of 2024?
I mean, I'm sure like 2021, like George Floyd
said,
was
this
still a
is-
huge thing. So like,
Yeah. I don't know.
I could see
I
that.
don't
being-
want to. I don't want to get too much deeper into this topic, but I wanted to conclude it up with that's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
that's
52
crazy.
an hour. But I'm gonna get into our next topic.
Yeah.
So this is the first deep dive. I'll have you guys run yours after.
Sure.
But I just wanted to get into my deep dive right off the bat here with the case of Peter Porco. Some of you listening might already know this one. As I was doing more digging, I didn't realize it might have been more of a public case than I intentionally thought it was. But this one's crazy twist with this one. It was shocking to me as I read more and more and did my research. So I'm just gonna get right into this. If you guys have any questions, just interrupt me throughout this, and I'd love to answer them. But just getting right into it. Our story begins in the serene suburbs of Del Mar, New York, where the Porco family lived a seemingly ordinary life. But on a fateful November night in 2004, their world was shattered by an act of unspeakable violence. Peter Porco, a respected law clerk, and his wife, Joan, were attacked in their own home, leaving Peter dead and Joan fighting for her life. However, what makes this tragedy even more chilling were the events that took place just before he died. On the morning of November 15th, 2004, Peter woke up and went to the bathroom. He then carried out his morning routine, made himself breakfast, and wrote a check to pay for his son's parking tickets. After this, he decided to head outside and grab the newspaper. Upon walking back to the door, he realized he was locked out. He then searched for his spare house key and entered his kitchen, where he would proceed to pass out. It is believed that Peter was completely unaware of his shocking injuries and had no idea that these would be his last moments. Police would find him later the same day, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. Now, what were the fatal injuries that Peter had succumbed to? Well, Peter was determined to have been struck 16 times in the head by a 3-foot axe found next to his bed. In a shocking twist, the part of his brain responsible for basic functions remained intact. So without realizing he needed immediate care, he got up in the morning like nothing had happened. Now,
What?
while I was doing my research for this, I found a note from a paramedic, and because I looked through like multiple articles as I was digging into this, and a comment on one of the articles I was looking into. I'll put all of these sources in the description if you guys would like to look into this yourself. But this paramedic says, 27-year-old paramedic, and believe it or not, this happens often with mortal wounds, especially head trauma. The human body can be a freak show at times. I've seen things I cannot rationalize, even with my education and experience. A common example is a person trapped between a truck and loading bay. They're crushed inside, organs, blood systems, everything, and the vehicle keeps them held together. We let them make their last phone call, place a body bag under them, and the second the truck pulls forward, they're gone. It's a strange world out there. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I would also think about like adrenaline too.
Yeah.
Because like your body can run through adrenaline without you actually knowing.
Yeah. Well, and
It's super weird.
yeah. And the more I was digging into this too, I mean, I'll try to cite my sources with this, but I saw that the brain can undergo like insane damage, but as long as the main parts that are functioning for your thinking stay intact, like you can take severe head trauma and you're okay.
Right.
As long as
brain is divided up into parts that
because the
individually
big thing,
handle different
yeah,
things to do with your body, and
because
the
the big
certain
thing
part
that
stays intact. Like
Yep.
first part of the story,
yeah,
it can do crazy.
That's
things,
still
dude.
wild. He got up.
No,
like
yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
because a lot of like the head trauma that kills people is because your brain is swelling too much and it has
Yeah.
no room to swell, so you die of like, like just too much like
Is that
your
like a
blood.
hemorrhage?
Yeah,
would
kind
think
of
so.
that. Like your blood,
Yeah.
the blood in your brain is swelling and
Brain
it has
hemorrhage?
nowhere to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you die because it bursts.
I think that's what
Yeah.
that is.
But
I think so
a
too.
lot of these people
Don't
with
quote me. I don't know for
think
sure,
so.
but
I'm
think
pretty
it
sure.
is.
well, no, the idea is that a lot of these people with severe head trauma, but they have openings. Their brain has room to swell.
Yep.
And because it has room to
That's
swell,
what
it
like
doesn't kill
surgeons
them.
will do too.
Yeah.
They'll like cut open your skull to
Yeah.
like give your brain room to breathe.
Yeah, it's It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, room to expand.
So, continuing, as for Joan, his wife, she miraculously survived her axe wounds. She ended up losing an eye, but made a full recovery. After all of this, though, I'm sure you guys are probably wondering one question, right? Who is the killer? You know, who did this to them? Well, after 2 years, it was determined to be one of their own children.
What?
Christopher Porco. Yeah. He was confirmed. He was supposedly at his college dorm that night, right?
Yeah.
After his neighbor had given a testament and more evidence was brought forward that I will leave you guys to do research on if you'd like to dig more into it, they discovered that his yellow Jeep was there on the 14th, the night right before they were both murdered. And he went in through the garage, grabbed an axe, and just went to town on both of his parents. And he killed them. Or, I mean, he killed his dad. He didn't kill his mom. This was 2004.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yes, November 14th to November 15th of 2004 is when these events took place.
Crazy. So
Now-
he attacked his mom, but he didn't intentionally try to kill her.
No, he was trying to kill them both.
Oh, he was trying to kill them
They
both.
both took substantial amount of
Okay.
wounds. I didn't quite hear the number of times his mom was struck, but like I said, she lost her eye, and I can show you the pictures at the end here.
Yeah, I'm sure her face
But
is pretty messed up.
They both were very disfigured. Like
Yeah.
this is like when I said this story in the beginning.
Full swing from an axe will do
Yes.
a lot of
damage.
damage.
Like I said,
One swing.
Yes.
Yeah.
like I said, the father, like Peter Porco, he took 16 axe wounds to his head.
Dude, I couldn't
And he still went out.
not imagine.
16.
Yes, and he made his breakfast in the morning.
way.
Like he went to the bathroom, made his cereal,
Yeah.
and then after making his cereal, he went outside, grabbed his newspaper, realized, "Oh shoot, I locked myself out."
Yeah.
Found his spare key, so he's still thinking basic stuff. Found his key, opened the door, went back inside, grabbed his was looking at his newspaper and passed out in the kitchen, and they found his dead body in the kitchen.
Crazy.
Do you believe that? And I don't want to put the pictures out
It's
here.
a little more
I will leave
believable
you
that
guys-
he
yeah.
died once he walked
Yes.
inside.
Yeah. And I will, like I said, I'll leave you guys to do the research if you want to look into the images because I don't want to put them on here.
Yeah.
But there's the reason they determined all this too. They could see the blood streaks from all around the house of his activity that he did before he died in his kitchen. Like he even loaded the dishwasher.
crazy.
Would you believe that? He loaded the dishwasher with
insane.
16 head wounds from an axe.
I couldn't imagine him not noticing.
Because his basic,
Yeah,
like, you know,
right?
you wake up and you do your morning stuff.
Yeah.
His basic part of his brain was still intact.
Yeah.
So even though, like, he couldn't feel the pain anymore, he was still, he didn't even realize he was dying.
Well, I mean, I think if it was the
Crazy.
back part of his brain, I don't even think he would like feel any pain.
Yeah.
Because that's where your
Right.
pain receptors
Yeah.
are, is in the back by your spine.
Yeah.
I think so. That might be just total
Yeah.
trash, but like
I don't know.
I'm
His,
pretty
his,
sure
his
it
head
is.
was disfigured
So
by
if
this
his
axe,
head
though.
is messed up, he can't feel anything. So I could totally see him going through his normal
Yeah.
morning.
It was shown, though, that he spent some time in front of the sink. So I don't know if he looked
Crazy.
at himself in the
And you
mirror and
wouldn't see any like
registered it.
blood dripping down.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea
wouldn't
what
have
was going through
noticed,
his
I
head.
don't think.
Sink.
All we know is that his bare basic brain functions were still keeping him to his routine. That's why I'm saying this is such a
Crazy.
shocking. Yeah. But to close this out, so they found out that it was the son, right?
Mhm.
And that he attacked his parents in the middle of the night. They never really know for sure why he did it because he still pleads innocent to this day. But on December 12th, 2006, a little over 2 years later after the incident, Judge Jeffrey Berry sentenced Christopher Porco, sorry, that's their son's name, to 50 years to life on each count, totaling a minimum of 50 years in prison. So he cannot get out until 2052 or later.
Well,
Or
is
he's
it-
not-
is
he's
it
not
50
eligible
years
for
per
parole.
person, or was it 50 years total?
It was 50 years minimum, 50 years for each count. So I don't know. I should have done more digging into each count that he was tried for, but
So
he
it
was
might
tried
be
for
100.
multiple counts, of course.
Yeah.
But they put him at a 50-year minimum for parole.
Okay.
Damn,
So I'm like, dude,
Crazy.
that is wild.
that is an absolutely insane. And I have
Like
tons of links
70
of all my
when it comes
sources. 48 Hours did a study on this. There's been a lot of TruTV Crime did studies on this. So like I said, I found out it was more public than I initially, I'm sure some of you guys might have heard of this, but crazy stuff. I just thought I had to talk about this one because, man.
That is
And
wild.
here's some pictures quick. I'm going to throw them all up on screen. So there's the 3-foot axe. You can see the blood dried on it.
Dude, I
There's
could
the mom
not,
and there's the son.
I could not imagine swinging an axe on your own parents
Multiple times.
multiple times.
1, 2, 3.
Like,
Yeah, you can see just on her face all of the different strikes, and you can see her fake eye.
I thought about it. I thought about it like chopping wood. Like
Yeah.
he's just sitting there
See.
going to town. He's just
Look at
sitting there,
these. Like,
boom, just boom.
tragic. Can you believe
His
that?
dad got hit 16 times.
His dad looks like such a chill guy, too. Yeah, look at these.
Yeah.
And his mom's a therapist. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me.
Insane.
I could
Such a tragic event.
You can see at least 4 marks on her face for sure. That went like deep.
Yeah.
Well, her side of her face is stretched out because they had to do skin grafts. So I'm
You can
sure
see all the lines. You can, like, on the center of her forehead.
I'm sure they cut out like
Yeah.
this whole side of her face.
And
then they did skin grafts, but they had to pull it back.
Yeah.
Because skin grafts it's so much.
uh,
That's why her eyes opened up like almost this way, because I'm sure they had to pull it.
yeah. And that's a fake eye, too.
Yeah.
She lost that one. So I'm sure the axe went right through it, you know?
Yeah, so like that's why like the side of her nose is a little bit shorter.
Could you imagine having
I didn't
axe
see the
go
nose
through
part.
an axe going through your eye?
If you look at it again, her like
I just see like those purple lines.
no,
that
yeah, if you look at it again, her side of her nose is a little bit shorter up this way.
And-
does make
Pull
sense.
back
yeah.
a little bit.
I'm not showing the picture because it's too graphic, but like they show a picture of the bed and it is covered in blood on both
sure,
sides.
I bet.
I'm sure it is.
So he got up, still like I'd imagine gushing blood or clotted.
I mean, like I said, if it was like the back of his head and not more towards the front is more of the functioning part of your brain. The back part is more about like the feelings, like your touch, your senses. I'm sure he didn't even feel it was wet.
Yeah, I don't. It's tragic.
I'm sure because like when you wake up and you feel it's wet, you notice. But if it's the back part of his brain, I'm sure he didn't even feel it was wet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he just got up and he was just like, "Oh yeah, okay, do."
Yeah. And one more thing adding to this before we move on to Gabe's topic. She said in the ambulance ride there that my son Chris did this. And then after that,
So she knew.
no, but listen, after this, throughout the entire year in 2006, because they didn't start the trial until 2006 against Christopher.
Why did it take
That
so
whole
long?
time, I am not sure, honestly. But the entire time, once the trial started, she constantly defended her son, saying that he was not guilty.
Really?
Yeah. She was saying it was an intruder. It wasn't.
So
Chris.
when she was was she like strapped down in the ambulance? Like she was, like they were bringing her?
Yeah, and she says that
She's
she
like,
doesn't
it was-
remember, but
Crazy.
yeah, the people of the ambulance say that she said that. And she claims to have not remembered that and that her son is innocent and did not do this.
Dang.
Yeah.
I wonder if she
Crazy.
woke up
Yeah.
in the middle of him doing it.
It definitely can be a mother's
And-
instinct to protect her kid.
And she
matter what.
didn't know, but then when she was under, because I'm sure they put her under a lot
Definitely.
of drugs just to keep her alive.
Yeah.
I'm sure that she remembers him doing it.
Well, I hope that we find out before Christopher dies. I hope he doesn't just plead innocence until his
Yeah, until he dies.
Because, I mean, he was found guilty.
I'm sure he won't.
The evidence is pretty clear, you know.
I'm sure.
Like
he
I
won't admit to it.
only told you guys about the yellow Jeep part. If you guys do more digging here, there's a lot that points to him being the murderer.
Yeah.
I implore you guys do your own research if you guys are more interested in this topic. Like I said, I'm citing all my sources in the description.
Do you know if there was like a reason for it?
That's what I'm saying. We won't know. That's why I'm hoping he'll confess before he dies. It's
I was
crazy.
gonna say, like, was there any motive or anything?
Nothing would imply that he would have a reason. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shocking that he was able to function the next morning, Peter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
Insane.
Go outside, get what, the paper?
Yeah, the mail.
Yeah.
Go get the
Make his
mail.
breakfast, do all of his morning routine.
Back
He did the
inside, do
dishes.
the dishes.
Yeah.
Not notice.
Absolutely
crazy.
insane.
It's those pain receptors, man.
But going off that, I'll let you get into your case.
So I did something a little different. So it's the conspiracy of like the Clinton family and some of the murders they may have been responsible for, right? So,
Okay.
and when we talk about like the Clinton family, obviously I mean like Bill and Hillary, those Clintons, right? So the Clinton body count conspiracy is centered around the belief that former U.S. President Bill Clinton and his wife, former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, have secretly had their political opponents and people who could expose their misdeeds murdered, often made to look like suicides.
Really?
Yeah. So, and this could total as many as 50 people. And I'm obviously not going to go through all of them, but I do have a few specific examples I'm going to go through.
What?
Like the ones that kind of like implicate them the most.
Yeah.
Right? So, in 1994, a documentary called The Clinton Chronicles dove into this in some detail. And obviously there was backlash from like even people in Congress. Democrats in Congress who were like, this documentary is like
fake. It's
fake.
stupid.
Like this,
you're
they're just
pushing
like
it.
bullshit.
pandering to
Yeah.
people. But then a lot of conservatives like took it and ran, who were like, yeah, this kind of correlates, right?
Yeah.
And so some alleged victims that are included in the Clinton body count conspiracy. So the most famous of all is clearly Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Yep.
So
That
he was
checks
being
out.
held, for those of you who somehow do not know, he was like being held on federal charges of child sex trafficking and was found dead in his cell at the
Absolutely
maximum
insane.
security Metropolitan Correctional Center, right? In Manhattan. And this was in like 2019. And an official autopsy later declared the cause of death was suicide by hanging, right?
Yep.
But nobody has seen this because his death has led to conspiracy theories mainly on social media, particularly relating to the Clintons. And this is due to the Clintons having close ties to the Epstein family over the years, and that the camera footage outside of his cell was somehow deleted while this was all happening, while he supposedly
Forgot
committed
about that.
suicide,
Yeah,
right?
It was
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
All gone. Like somehow, they weren't working or it was
Yeah,
deleted.
wow.
Whatever the case,
Yeah.
it wasn't there. And so hours after Epstein's death, the president at the time, Donald Trump, he even retweeted claims that Epstein's death was related to the Clintons, including the hashtag the Clinton body count, which is what people call this conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
So that was the most famous of any like person that they would have supposedly had killed, right? So this one is lesser known, right? This guy's name was Jerry Parks, and he was the head of security for the Clinton headquarters during his presidential campaign in 1992. He was killed on September 26, 1993, as he left a Mexican restaurant in Little Rock, Arkansas.
What?
And Arkansas was where Clinton was the former governor, right? By a man in another car that shot him 10 times with a 9mm handgun with seemingly no motive.
for no reason.
No motive.
Okay.
Some guy in another car pulled up next to him, shot him 10 times with a 9mm, drove off. Seemingly no motive, right? So, after this, Jerry Parks' son, Gary, asserted that his father collected a secret file of the Clintons' misdeeds before and over the course of his 1992 campaign.
Really?
That his father was going to use the file to try and blackmail the Clintons during their campaign.
Yeah, that's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game.
Shot by a guy with no motive.
Yeah, that's a dangerous game.
So there's that, right? You got that in the Epsteins. Now, there was also this guy named Edward Eugene Wiley, one of the other. I'm going to say Wiley. He was a Clinton fundraiser whose wife, Kathleen Wiley, alleged on the CBS News magazine 60 Minutes that Bill Clinton had sexually assaulted her on November 29th, 1993. Kathleen also testified in the Paula Jones sexual harassment suit against Bill Clinton. Edward, the husband, was later found dead in the Virginia woods, and his death was ruled a suicide.
What?
And they
This have
found
been-
no way of
It could have
connecting
been
it?
payback or a way to shut her up.
Yeah.
But there's no way to connect that? Like,
It's just kind of a hell of a coincidence.
Listen,
That's
it is
crazy.
it is so easy to set someone up to look like it's a
It
suicide.
really is.
It is so easy.
It really is. And this isn't the end of it, right? So also kind of a famous one. This is the last one I'll go over. You can look this up in your free time. Just look up the Clinton body count conspiracy. There are damn near like 50 victims that you could look into that have either like kind of a little bit harder to believe of like a connection to the Clintons, but some that are kind of like really make you think, right?
Yeah.
So the last one I'll go over is John F. Kennedy Jr., who was,
Oh my
according
gosh,
to polls,
I
the
totally
most
forgot about
popular
that.
Democrat in New York at the time of his murder. According to close friends and family, John F. Kennedy Jr. was seriously considered seeking the seat of retired Senator Daniel Moynihan in 2000 because he was stepping down, right? In the United States Senate elections, but would later die to a plane crash on July 16th, 1999, just before the elections would start.
Really?
Hillary Clinton was later elected to Moynihan's vacated seat in November 7th of 2000.
That's insane.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's pretty crazy.
that's a
And
crazy
like
one.
that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. There's so many more murders that they're connected to, right? In some kind of way that you could say, oh, they could have had something to do with this.
There's actually a theory. I mean, the theory gets a little bit deeper than the John F. Kennedy Jr. one. I think what the most interesting part is there was more to killing him than just for the seat.
Oh, yeah.
It was more than that. And like no one else saw that.
That's
It's
why
insane.
prayers are up for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during this election. The whole family has been assassinated. And it's crazy. At least 3 of them. So prayers up. Good candidate.
Yeah.
Love RFK.
Crazy stuff.
But yeah, it is pretty wild.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that family's got some dirt.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something to look into further for sure. Crazy.
100%.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
That's-
further
like I
comment
said,
on that. That's insane.
tip of the iceberg, man. There's a
Yeah.
lot more that you could look into. I'm not gonna go over them all, but it gets pretty crazy.
I think it's just apparent that like they've killed a couple people at least.
You have to think so. There are 50 people that they can assume were killed in connection to the Clintons. That's a hell of a lot of like coincidences, right?
Epstein was definitely.
Yes.
It's not it wasn't even like a good attempt of covering it up.
Not really.
I mean, I think everybody thinks something happened with Epstein.
Epstein did not kill himself.
As of right now, we can't really.
Anyone
confirm anything.
in this world actually believes that Epstein killed himself, you need to go do some research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I
way.
personally don't believe so, but I think we'll have to wait until
It's
if
wild.
they somehow manage
Yeah.
to turn up more info.
Well, they have turned in more info. It's just
Yeah.
you have to go find it.
But getting into the next one, what do you got, Micah?
So mine's a little pop culture. It's something that I'm super passionate about because it's something that like I truly believe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of get into like the X murder.
Oh,
XXX
yeah.
Tentacion getting killed. I think
That's
it's
absolutely insane.
Drake.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's Drake. I think Drake killed X.
He's kind of implicating himself. At
Okay,
this
so
It's kind of
in
a
songs.
making
let
it look like he
me
put a
get
hit
into
on
it.
him.
So their beef goes back like 2017, I think. KMT came off of More Life, I think. 2017. So X was getting super popular around like 2016. I mean, I was a SoundCloud fan, so I've been listening to him for a little bit before that. But he was getting a little bit popular. And when he dropped Look at Me,
Yeah.
that got him like super popular, right? Drake had a song called KMT, which which was on More Life.
Yep.
Where his flow was straight beat for beat, the same cadence as Look at Me.
Yeah, yep.
Straight. Like,
I remember when that
look at
happened.
me, fuck at me,
Yeah.
look at me, fuck at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KMT was the same flow.
Yeah.
The same flow.
I remember when that was going down for sure.
So Drake was like even like contacting him before that. Like Drake was supposed to contact like X's manager and like he was gonna get him on like a song. Drake never contacted his manager, never called him. After that, Drake dropped KMT. Like a week after he was supposed to contact his manager, he dropped KMT. So X went on Instagram Live and was like,
yo, you stole my flow
bro,
and shit.
yeah, what the hell? Like, you're stealing my shit.
Yep.
Like, you're a bitch. Like, he was going on like radio shows and he was like talking about it. He's like, bro, it was literally beat for beat, same cadence, bro.
Yep.
Like, he's not even a man. Like, he's a bitch. Like, I remember him saying that. I don't remember what radio show that was.
Yeah.
I remember that too. That was what, 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
2017 going into 2018.
Was that on the Breakfast Club?
Maybe.
I can't remember for sure.
I don't remember. But yeah, so like he was like talking shit about Drake. He's like, bro, like you're not a real man. Like he's taking his melodies,
Yeah, like,
like
that's
he's
some
taking
shit.
like his type of style of like music. And like even like taking his like signature flow because like X was just like that. One thing to note in when X had that Instagram live, he was like, yo, fuck Drake, fuck OVO.
Yeah.
Like he was like not even like just fuck Drake,
it's
but
Drake
like,
for them,
yo,
yeah. Like
fuck his
fuck your record
whole
label.
fuck his
crew, bro.
fuck his whole record label. So if anyone doesn't know, X was shot 2018. I think it was like July. I think it was July 2018. He was shot in a motorcycle store, and was like robbed of like all of his shit and whatever.
So many people didn't even think it was real.
Dude, which is crazy.
I thought it was fake for a while.
I thought it was fake for at least a month.
So
I thought it was like hype for his album.
I was actually at a summer
Way of
camp.
promoting
Could you
it.
imagine?
I was at a summer camp, and I didn't have my phone for the week. And so when I came home from the week, someone was like, dude, X died like a couple days ago. First time I've ever cried about a rapper.
Really?
Damn.
Ever. X was like, I loved X.
I would say he's up there with the biggest what ifs next to Michael Jackson and Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think both of those two artists are up there with XXXTentacion on where would they be right now. If
I
they did not die.
was devastated when X died.
Yeah.
Because it came out of nowhere.
Well,
Like,
it's just they would be
I had
at the top right now if they didn't.
I had
die.
my headphones in listening to X, and someone was
Yeah.
like, bro, X died like a couple days ago. And I was like, what? Yeah, bro, yeah, he died like a couple days ago. He got shot.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Did not expect it. But yeah, so not long before that, X posted on his Instagram story, and it was just like a black picture. And he said, if anyone tries to kill me, it was at Champagne Poppy. I'm snitching right now.
That's crazy.
Like a couple weeks ago before he died.
So I wonder what was going down behind the scenes.
He's like, yeah, bro, it was literally just a black picture. And he literally said, if anyone tries to kill me, it was at Champagne Poppy. I'm snitching right now.
Did he actually?
crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know he posted
I
that.
didn't either.
Yeah, so I mean, if you find it, put the picture up there.
Yeah, I'll throw it up right here.
But yeah, he literally posted on his Instagram before he died. He was like, yo, if someone tries to kill me, it's Champagne Poppy. I swear, I'm snitching right now.
No way.
So yeah, but I mean, like Drake was known for stealing X's like song ideas and melodies. Like, it was a beef. There was a beef there. But the craziest part about all this stuff is I think the way that Drake used to diss X after he died.
Yeah, that song on BS.
Yep.
So like on BS, one of Drake's songs, he says, maybe I should do a 20. Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. And then if it gets 5, do 5 again.
Yeah, which is him saying 10, 10, 10, XXX.
10, 10, 10 in Roman numerals is
Yeah.
XXX.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
talked
said,
to my little brother about that, and I was like, dude, like I like Drake, but this almost makes me not want to like him.
and it's so crazy because like you think like,
of him going after X like that.
Yeah,
Even if he didn't do it, just calling attention to his death
Yeah.
like that in a negative.
well, and like
light.
so like you would think like even after that like, oh yeah, whatever. Literally the next line goes, if he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wild.
that's an insane fucking. And he'd still win that
crazy.
in court.
Yeah.
Because it could be referring to anything.
I feel like that was a really short trend for how crazy it was.
Yeah. So
People were acknowledging it like, oh, Drake said this, and then it was gone like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
yeah,
then,
later,
yeah,
like,
nobody was
later.
like, yeah.
No,
No, like-
because it just got pushed off.
pretty sure he
So, like-
killed X.
So even in 2018 when he dropped Scorpion, he had I'm Upset. On Upset, Drake says SMS XXX, that's the only time I ever shoot below the neck.
Oh.
Why you keep on shooting if you know that dude is dead? Like, you know, but like dude is dead. X was actually shot below the neck.
Damn.
That's crazy.
X was shot below the neck.
And this came out when?
2018. So it was like
After July?
Scorpion would have been the summer of 2018.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it would have been a
Yeah, I
year
remember
after X
Scorpion
died.
coming out. Yeah.
Wow.
In Sicko Mode, if
that
you
song,
look
yeah.
if you look at the music video in Sicko Mode,
That was 2018 too.
yeah. If you look at the music video at Sicko Mode, there's a dude that looks just like X that gets crushed by an asteroid in it.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch
Really?
Pull up the clip, and if you can find it, like
Yeah, if I
play
can
like a
find it,
little
I'll,
like
like,
gif of
that.
it.
Pop it like right here.
Dude,
Yeah. That's
There's a
crazy.
dude that looks just like X, and an asteroid literally just crushes him in the music video.
No way.
I have to run that
wild.
back.
It's wild.
Because I know Travis wouldn't be doing that.
Some of the craziest parts about this is so months after X died, Drake went on a tour, and guess what it was called? Assassination Vacation.
No way.
That can't be real. I gotta dig
Drake
into
went
that.
on tour.
Dude.
Drake went on tour. I think it was September. It was months. I remember it was close. It was months after X died in July. Drake went on a tour called Assassination Vacation.
That's insane.
And if you see the t-shirt, it's like Bahama like tree or not Bahama, palm trees
Yeah.
and just a crosshair along the palm trees.
That's
And
fucked.
X is I'm
Was
pretty
killed in
sure is from
Florida.
Florida.
He was killed
Yeah.
in Florida for
It
sure.
was
I
in
think
Florida
he's
at a
from
motorcycle dealership.
But he was in Florida when he died.
Yeah, he got shot in his Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right outside a
Or no, I think it was
motorcycle
I
dealership.
think it was like a BMW.
No, it was a Lambo.
Was it a Lambo?
Yeah.
I thought it was a BMW i8. I thought it was like the really futuristic.
No, I'll
BMW.
pull it up. It was, yeah.
Maybe it was.
It's fucked.
I thought it was the BMW, like the futuristic looking one. It might have been. I'm not sure.
It's
But
crazy.
something, this last thing is what really killed me. So, Drake dropped For All the Dogs, right? He dropped the song Daylight.
Daylight fucking pissed me off. I know exactly where you're going.
He dropped Daylight.
Yep.
Presumably was a confession, and this is why. X had a song, which I was a fan of. X had a song called Moonlight.
Yeah.
And then Drake drops a song called Daylight. And in it, all he says is, shot him in daylight.
Yeah.
Shot him in
Yeah.
daylight.
Yep.
Shot him in daylight.
Yeah. Everybody heavily believes that Daylight was alluding.
X was shot in daylight.
Yeah.
Yes, he
And
was.
in the song, Drake says, I wasn't there when they caught the body. TPS thinks I bought the body. Internet swears I bought the body. Take more than go pop somebody. Them dudes talk about everybody, so low key I'm happy they got somebody. And then, dude,
So
what?
can we like confirm it now? Like Drake had something to do with it. Like let's just be honest. He either put out a
I mean,
hit.
regardless if he did or not, the fact that he's making these like cryptic, like, oh, I might have been involved.
So when
Well, and the beef was never
It's
that
crazy.
deep.
Like,
I don't
so
even-
you have to feel like
it's
he had
crazy.
something to.
I don't
do
even
with it.
care. I don't even care if he actually did it. The fact that, like, even if he didn't, the fact that he brings all this attention to it, being like,
it's so crazy.
oh, hey, maybe I was involved.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me mad whether he did it or not.
Dude, so when they had X's trial for the shooters, because they
Fucked
caught
up.
them like a couple of years ago. The shooters that they had,
Yeah.
the lawyer was literally using all this and be like, Drake was involved.
Yeah.
And they're not looking into it because of his like prestige and like his whole.
Yeah, he
like,
has so much money.
he's such a big name.
Right. Like he wouldn't do something like this to jeopardize all that.
Drake
Yeah, you kind of
He has
Drake
insane
was
money.
supposed to come in and testify, and he never did.
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, I
Drake
do remember
was,
seeing
Drake
that too.
was told to come in and testify, and he never did.
Yep.
He refused.
That's
Yeah.
insane, man.
And they accepted it.
So I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, I've
I don't know-
been thinking
I
that
don't
he's
know if he
had
did it.
something to do with it.
I think Drake killed.
He's had something to do
I don't
with
want
it,
to
right?
speak on whether he did it or not. I just know for a fact that what he's doing is wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's
Yeah.
clear that
No
that's
matter
what. It's clear no matter what, whether he was involved, that's what he's alluding to.
It doesn't matter.
And the fact
It's
that he's
not
bringing
acceptable.
any negative light towards a dead man's name who did nothing but good for so many people.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I just X had so much potential to go really far in his career, and to get it cut short, and he's sitting here alluding to, oh yeah, he should have held his fucking tongue.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
Yeah, so I can't speak on whether for sure he was involved, but just any statements that he's been making on it makes me pissed.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, quick cut.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that will conclude this episode. But before we do the outro, I'm coming up, we've come up with this new idea. So we are gonna.
Let's be honest. You came up with the idea. Let's give the props.
Thanks.
The props.
So we have the now wheel of theories, or just episode ideas in general.
Yes.
We're gonna spin this at the end of every episode for our theory series, and what we have here on this wheel to determine next episode, we have locations, murders, missing cases, aliens, government conspiracies. We have a wild card, and QAnon.
Right. And clearly some of these are redos, just for those of you wondering.
Yeah. Yep.
We think these are like the coolest topics, or they've been the most popular. So
Definitely, yeah,
we'll think about doing some more of those, and then
for sure.
That's
So
the one.
Gabe, if you want to give us the first spin, and then we'll go clockwise.
it'd
I
be
think.
an honor.
I think before you spin it, I think it'd be really cool. Anyone in the comments, if you guys have any ideas about doing podcasts,
Yeah, definitely
that'd be
throw
really
those
cool.
down, and
We'll
we'll fill them in.
Like if there's stuff
Yeah.
on here that you guys don't like or that you like want to hear more about, like
Yeah,
we can throw it on there.
Something to fill in
100%.
whoever gets picked, or if you don't like something, then want to replace
yeah. If
it.
you've
Yeah.
For sure. If you've watched this far, definitely give your thoughts and let us know what you guys would like to see in the future.
You ready?
Yep, go for it.
Here we go. It's the darkest one.
Darkest one, government conspiracy.
The government.
We're gonna get into some crazy
buddy.
government conspiracies next
I like that,
episode.
I like that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It'll be fun.
That'll be definitely a fun episode.
It will.
All right, definitely a little bit more lighthearted than this one too. This one was
For sure.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like I said, if you guys watched this far, we'd love to see your feedback. Let us know what you guys think of these and what you'd like to see going forward.
Sir.
We definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, you can find us at SIDETRACKED on pretty much every platform, Spotify, all of those fun stuff. Otherwise, thank you for watching this episode. And for sure, check out the channel for more of the other stuff, because we have plenty of these episodes uploaded if you want to see anything related.
Yeah.
Sir. And we'll see you next time for Government Conspiracy.
Government conspiracies.
Fire.
I'm excited.
All right, have a great rest of your night.
All right, here it is.